Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is MrHurriicane, and it's that time of year again. Madden 18 is now out on the EA Access early release, so I finally got my hands on the game, and this is my very first video on it. There are a lot of things I want to get around to, but I always start every year by going into a quick play now game with my favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings. All pro difficulty, see how the game plays. And of course, with the new game styles in Madden 18, I'll be playing on simulation. That's the kind of Madden player I am if you're not familiar. So I wanted to just make this video to give you my first impressions of the game. One of the first things I noticed was the nice stadium intro here. I haven't really watched a lot of gameplay at this point, so I hadn't seen this yet. Wanted to see it fresh when I got my hands on the game. And I think it's a nice, fresh intro to the game. We have teams coming out of the tunnel, and I really like this. I'd still like to see some players be spotlighted with maybe their key ratings or their stats on the year, but I do like this a lot more than what we've had in recent years. So the impressions in this video will mainly be around this game here, and I go through this game pretty slowly to show you replays and how a lot of things play out. When I first get my hands on the game, it's not to dive into franchise mode or anything that I'm really excited for. I want to get a feel for everything and see what has changed. So I've played 2 games so far, this game against the Packers and 1 online game. It's going to be in its own video. You'll definitely want to check that one out. It was a good one. We have coaching adjustments in the game this year. That's a nice layer of strategy. And then we have the familiar team intros here. But the first thing I did with the strategy, the coach adjustments, was to have my cornerbacks cover the receivers based on overall rating, and I wanted them to play the ball aggressively and focus on interceptions. Now, the first thing I wanted to point out on this play was just the good coverage here by Ben Gideon on Richard Rodgers. A lot of times, linebackers are slow to react on those quick hits, and that allows pretty easy 4 to 6 yard pickups. Now, here's a late throw by Aaron Rodgers as the pass is dropped by Terrence Newman on the outside. So we take care of things on defense, and there is Sammy Sleeves himself leading out the Viking offense. A lot less options here for the offense, but you still have a few important ones. And one of my favorite things so far, getting into Madden 18, is the feel for the run game. And I'll talk about that a lot throughout as we see more Dalvin Cook. I had to have him playing here. Wide open, Adam Thielen makes the reception, but this is coming back as we get the holding call on Mike Remmers. We should see more penalties this year with the simulation play style. And yeah, he tackled him. So we back up a bit to the 9-yard line. And this time the protection holds up, and we'll find Laquan Treadwell for a first down. Dalvin Cook did a nice job there in pass protection. So we get out to the 25, and here is a delayed run. Nice block there from Mike Remmers, and that's one thing I want to highlight. The blocking seems improved, and the overall feel when you're controlling really any player is a lot better than it's been in the past. That really exceeded my expectations. I wasn't sure how players would really feel. Now, we have Bradford go down on this play. Remmers had the great run block, but he looked a little confused here, as it looked like he wanted to help out Dalvin Cook, but then he didn't see Clinton Dix come through. So a 3rd down and long here, and Bradford downfield to Thielen, and this is incomplete with Morgan Burnett in coverage. As far as coverage goes, this does seem like it's going to be another Madden where people are going to primarily play in zone coverage. Packers get it back. Here's Aaron Rodgers on target, but that's Harrison Smith laying the smackdown on Davante Adams. But this does highlight one of my gripes. We still see Trey Waynes covering Martellus Bennett, Eric Kendricks, the linebacker, covering Davante Adams. While we do have better control of which receivers or cornerbacks are covering, it looks like we're still going to see some of those mismatches. A deep pass here from Rodgers, overthrowing Randall Cobb this time. I like seeing some deep overthrows, but Rodgers didn't really look like himself in this game. Intercepted here by Ben Gideon. Now, I always want to start on an all-pro and just see how the game plays out, because it should be the most ratings-based experience, but in recent years, franchise has always played smoother than play now for some reason. So this will likely be one of my only play now games, as the CPU, and specifically Aaron Rodgers, did not play well or challenging enough. Again, we see good coverage there as the pass was broken up for Rudolph. But then we get the C route opened up. This is Adam Thielen that appears to be still a very effective way to beat man coverage. And I am concerned right now with the effectiveness of man coverage. Nice blitz pick up there by Latavius Murray, giving Bradford enough time to find Thielen on the outside. Then looking for 6, we'll toss it out. Nice block there from Bucky Hodges, and we get the Dalvin Cook touchdown. So my first score this year is with the Vikings rookie Dalvin Cook. I'm looking forward to hopefully a lot of those in real life this season. Let's go to defense again. Ty Montgomery's going nowhere. Come on, that's big Linval Joseph. He loses 2. D linemen, they definitely seem to disengage and play the run pretty well on default all-pro. But Rodgers here, hanging on to the football too long. And when the CPU quarterback is too patient, bad things tend to happen to them. Picked off by Terrence Newman. We're going to go Wildcat this time. Try out a few different things. Little sweep here. Latavius Murray to the outside trying a hurdle. It doesn't work, but we get the first down. Then from the 17-yard line, how about the first ever UTSA Roadrunner drafted into the NFL? That is the former All-American David Morgan. And then on 1st and goal, little jump ball here. High point pass knocked away. Nice job by Burnett against Thielen. We'll watch this back. Good sequence there, like the animation. And then on 2nd and goal, we will run it. Dalvin Cook shoved back, trying to regain his ground, and he loses a few yards. We'll try one more time. 3rd and goal. This time, Sammy Sleeves. Back corner of the end zone, and broken up for David Morgan, trying to thread the needle there. I have yet to try out the target passing, so I can't really comment on that quite yet. But it's one of the features I was really excited for. Here's a great throw on the outside as Rodgers finally connects for a big gain to Randall Cobb. But on the very next play, Rodgers steps up. He's going to get out of the pocket, and he's sacked by Danielle Hunter, who is going to be one of the best defensive players in the NFL this year. Spoiler alert. I like seeing Rodgers here avoid the rush, as Montgomery was a little late getting over there, but I'm expecting he's not one of the best pass blocking backs. Also, he was on the opposite side. Next play, Rodgers on 2nd and 12, kind of standing still here in the pocket, and then delivering downfield as that's picked off by Terrence Newman. Some really ugly interceptions in this game by Aaron Rodgers. So it wasn't a very clean game, and I want to get into franchise and see if it plays out better. Play now has always been kind of weird. Hands off here, Dalvin Cook, and we get a little room to the right side, a pickup of 9 yards. Despite not getting many lanes, I still felt like the running game felt great. In recent years, I really didn't like the initial steps you could take with your running back. I didn't feel like I had precise control over where I was going. Look at this throw, though. That's Sammy Sleeves dropping it in the bucket to Adam Thielen at the sideline. Thielen catches everything. We saw that last year. Nice play. But back to the overall feel of the players. I can't really describe it that eloquently, but I just feel like that with the Frostbite engine this year, the control over your player has been vastly improved. And I think that's going to be big for the online experience because stick skills should be a lot more vital to the game. This is anticipation from Sam Bradford. Now, I may have thrown it to the wrong guy. I'm not on my familiar PlayStation 4, so X is in a different location. But look at the anticipation throw by Bradford. This wasn't target passing or anything. That was just a great throw, despite Wright not even being in that area quite yet. So I love seeing that. I'll have to see if I can do more of that. Overall, Bradford's accuracy felt good in this game, but he was pretty much on the money with every throw, so maybe it was too good. Here is a give to Dalvin Cook, able to cut up field there, did stumble a bit, but as far as picking your lane, I feel like it's going to be a lot easier to run between the tackles this year. In Madden 17, I liked running more off tackle because I didn't really have to show as much vision. Now, first interception this year is ridiculous. Shovel option, first off. It was a perfect decision by me, but a bad throw by Sam Bradford. That wasn't a very good shovel pass at all. So the Packers get it back. Here's a nice run by rookie Jonathan Williams for 8 yards. Then they call Jordy Nelson in motion, and Rodgers gets a bit more decisive here on the play, as I feel like the CPU plays better on passes that are designed to get less yardage. And then Ty Montgomery That is not Tyrone Brightful, that is Harrison Smith getting spun out. If that reference confuses you, Tyrone Brightful is a safety in my ongoing Chargers franchise on Madden 17. He gets spun out quite a bit. How about Dalvin Cook's truck stick here? The truck stick feels good. The jukes feel good. I love the running game right now. I think it's come a long way. The blocking seems a lot better. Overall player feel is significantly better. That's one of the biggest improvements I think that has been made in Madden 18. So whether you're using players on defense or you want to make big plays happen with your playmakers on offense, I think it's going to be a lot more fun to do both of those here in Madden 18. Also, of course, with the Frostbite engine, we have some updated visuals. Faces look very good. A lot of the stuff I've seen so far, though, has been all in the shadows. So I want to play with, like, just sunlight at noon and see if it, how it looks there. Overall, I'd say the graphics are good. Players do look good and everything. The game is still very familiar. It's still Madden. And here's one of the examples I think that shows that All-Pro Simulation, at least here in Play Now, is not quite where I'd like it. It just was too easy. I didn't feel like the CPU was in line with my team's ability, especially with Stephon Diggs going for the touchdown. We had a pretty easy time in here, had plenty of big plays. So I'll definitely have to get into franchise mode and see how things go there, and also see what all Madden Simulation looks like. My big concern there is just balance in the trenches, where all Madden tends to get out of control. I saw only a couple penalties in this Play Now game, and I didn't see any injuries. I'm not even sure if people can get injured in Play Now. I figured they could, but I didn't see any in this game. The default slider is at 10. I'm not sure if 10 is supposed to be balanced, so I guess I'll have to figure that out as well. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers just did not look like himself in this gameplay. We have a little bit more here with Sam Bradford. Will find Adam Thielen downfield inside Packer territory. The passing game here was definitely too easy. I felt like the accuracy was pretty much the same as it's always been, which is overly accurate. And I felt like the receivers were able to get pretty easy separation at the same time. Hopefully it plays better in franchise or with all Madden. I don't like messing around with sliders, but I'm sure that's going to be the reality again. And we'll finish off this gameplay with Teddy Bridgewater throwing it deep. Couldn't connect, but that's okay. So that was my very first game in Madden 18 and my only game against the computer as I record this. So the CPU did not play well. I was very concerned with the AI for the quarterback. I just felt like they weren't able to slow down our passing game enough. Felt like our pass blocking was probably a bit too good. Most of the Vikings offensive linemen are better run blockers in the first place. And this is a very small sample size of just one game, so I'll be playing a lot more today. And I'll continue to post content and give you my thoughts on where the game is at right now. One thing I want to do on my second channel today and over the weekend is to play games like this to get a feel for things and describe the gameplay, but I want to do it on my second channel where I can be a little bit more thoughtful and live during the actual game, and my thoughts are more fresh. So subscribe to my second channel, MrHurriicane LP. There will be a lot of Madden 18 content both here and there. And if you're looking for Ultimate Team, Draft Champions, and Long Shot, that is likely going to be the place where I'll be having that content. But I'm sure I'll find a few videos that I want to put up here as well, including my yearly edition of the franchise off-season walkthrough. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave your feedback down below. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you with more Madden 18 content soon.